Morning, everybody. Another week. You guys have been big meditator warriors for being here for so long, you know? You've been kind of like keeping it and being here, and this is absolutely wonderful that we are here, that we can continue, you know? I think it's be almost it's gonna be is we already finished 3 months. We're gonna be starting our fourth month meditating together. Just think about it, you know. Some of you maybe said, "Oh, I cannot meditate, it's very hard," but you've been here almost every day, or at least, trying to be, and this is just the best intention. So that is very, very good. So rejoice. Take the right hand, put on the left shoulder, and say, "Well done, me." Don't forget that. Yes. So last week, the last meditation we did was a meditation on equanimity towards oneself. Remember? That's what we did. Trying to really develop that sense of equanimity based on our inner wish for wanting to be happy and not suffer, right? And that is so important, so important that we really come to the conclusion that we really want to be happy and we don't want to suffer. And therefore, we need to develop that sense of equanimity. However, we shouldn't stop just on thinking about ourselves. The best type of equanimity that we can develop is an equanimity that involves a sense of, of equal feeling of importance on that wish of wanting to be happy and not suffer, not only towards ourselves, but also others, everybody else, more important, all beings. So that is why we need to really start observing and realizing how our minds work in relation to others, Because normally we categorize them very instantly. And yes, these people, I like it. They are my friends, or they are people that I, already like it. These people, I don't like it because they look like this, because they did like this, because they said this, because they did that, and then there's all the rest of the, people that I don't care. So that creates that separation. That creates that idea, that distance between ourselves and others. And not only that, but these categories are not very fixed, because right now maybe you have a very good friend, but at some point this friend was a someone that you didn't know, and then this person you started to get to know, and then they became your friend, your partner as well, right? So they can change. So that's why we need to start investigating why we cling so much to certain people, why we kind of like have aversion to another group, and why the other group we are completely indifferent to them. Because that is not what equanimity means in Buddhism, right? Because we are not thinking about their wish for happiness and their wish for suffering. We are just like, how do they serve me? That is the reason why we are actually checking, categorizing them. So let's do that. Let's meditate on really checking this. Okay, so let's start. So by now we are getting already used to, familiarized with our posture. Just making sure, our legs are either crossed if we are sitting down, or if we are sitting on a chair, our feet are on the ground without crossing legs. We check our spine, trying to make it as straight as possible, but without really forcing it. And our arms, as we say here, we put the right hand on top of the left, and the thumbs just slightly touching. We can put on our lap or whatever feels comfortable. And then shoulders relaxed. We can open a little bit of space, putting them a little bit back, but without forcing, a way that feels a bit natural. And then the head, not looking back, not looking down, slightly tilted forward. Tongue touch the upper palate. And then facial muscles, jaw, everything relaxed until we check our eyes if either completely closed or slightly opened. And we settle in our posture, stabilizing it. And now we start slowly bringing the attention not to the body, release the body, but actually come and check your inner world, your mental, emotional state right here, right now. Not trying to change it or judge it, just observing it. And through this observation, we try to check then our intention for being here, meditating on a Monday morning. What do you personally wants to achieve from it? Buddhism is gonna say that our innermost basic intention is the wish for happiness, long lasting, peaceful type of happiness, and the wish to be free from any discomfort, dissatisfaction. And right now, maybe we've been habituating ourselves in ways to achieve those two goals, those two intentions. However, we might not have actually found in the way we've been looking for them. So therefore, we're experiencing an experiment, trying to look them within ourselves. And especially by changing the way we look for them by just thinking about my own happiness and my own wish for suffering, but opening our hearts to include in our search to include the happiness and the wish for not suffer of others. So because of that, we're going to meditate on equanimity, realizing how we are exactly the same in wanting to be happy and not suffer. So we start by bringing our attention to our breath, to the breathing, through our nostrils, the in and out of air every time we inhale and exhale. We also try not to modify it and not to follow, the breath coming inside of our body, but we just observe it, the subtle sensations at the tip of the nose, at the entrance of the nostrils. And we notice every time we got distracted. Also, we try not to judge, we just observe. And we simply bring the attention back to the breath. And we do it as many times as needed, like that, familiarizing ourselves more and more. So we do for a few minutes. And now that we were able to focus and concentrate our minds a bit better, let's use that focus to analyze our sense of equanimity, or maybe the lack of it. So we can start by visualizing in front of us someone that we like, a dear friend, someone that we have a good experience, a good time with. And we just try to remember, nice things we've done together, or things that we been through that made our friendship strong. Try to see how you feel about it, how your body is relaxed, maybe your heart is, your emotions, because you have your friend here. Maybe there's excitement, even a smile. And now let's, let go of the visualization of the friend, and let's start visualizing a person you have difficulties with. Someone that is difficult in dealing with, someone that pushes your buttons, someone that you might even love and like, but it's hard work to be around. So just try to visualize this person and, try to check how they actually make you feel, and how it is your experience when you are around them. Try to see there's maybe some sort of aversion of, wish to not be around, to not meet, encounter this person. Now let it go of that and try to think about the stranger, a strange person, maybe someone that you saw in the supermarket, maybe someone you saw on the street, someone at your work, someone that you see maybe every day, or but not someone that you have a connection, that you kind of like you say good morning, so you already like that person or something. Someone that you really don't know. And try to check how it is your emotions towards this person, or your feelings. Is there anything there? Maybe it's neutral, even apathic, not nothing there. And now try to ask yourselves, why do I feel in this way about my friend? And try to listen to the reasons your mind gives. Like, why? Why do you like, your friend? Why you feel close to your friend? Try to listen to the reasons. Try to check the reasons. And now try to check, why do you have difficulties with that person? You know, that difficult person, why you have some sort of aversion to them. What are the reasons you come up with for justifying your feelings, your experience towards this person? And now, what are the reasons this person is, you are not very involved, emotionally involved with this person? Why you have a neutral way of seeing them? What are the reasons? And try to check for a moment, on what basis does your mind consider someone a friend, a dear one, or one on what basis your mind considers someone as a difficult person or a neutral person, a stranger. What is it? What is the reference point you're using to decide to categorize people in these groups? But if we observe, actually, these relationships, they change constantly, you know? Maybe someone that we like, can say something bad towards us or hit us or hurt us. And maybe someone that was, difficult to us suddenly become nice to us. And maybe a stranger does something nice to us and become our friend, or maybe they do something bad to us and then they become our enemies or someone we have difficulties with. Try to realize that shift, that constant change. And try to ask yourself, is it realistic to judge others based on how they relate to me? Is it really good to categorize people in this way? Does it help me? Think about it. How would it be if others would stop, being categorized as friends, as difficult people, as strangers? based on our own opinions, needs. But how it would be if we would come to this basic understanding of equally wanting to be happy and not suffer. That the friend, the enemy, and the stranger, they are exactly the same in that. Think about it for a moment. Right now, when we have friends and we try to make them happy, we become happy. So, how about we try to make friends, enemies, strangers, everybody happy? Wouldn't it make us happy all the time? Think about it. That limitation of categorization just creates problems and suffering for ourselves and others. But seeing us as equal in our innate basic wish for happiness and not suffer warms and open our hearts and creates inner happiness for ourselves. So try to come to this conclusion and stabilize it in your mind. And we try to, use that conclusion to familiarize ourselves more and more throughout our days, dedicating our energy and this understanding so we can start seeing and really acting in this equanimous way towards all. So we try to create this intention, this dedication for us to be able to do this. And like that, achieving inner happiness for ourselves and helping others to find happiness as well. We dedicate for that. And when we are ready, we just can slowly move the body, open our eyes, and come back here. It's such a, in a way, simple meditation, but very powerful. Very, very special. So we can just slowly, try to bring that, really try to bring that understanding. That the limitation of the categorizations, they actually create problems and sufferings for ourselves and others, right? It kind of like makes our mind tight. So the more we open the heart, the more we see it as its equal in wanting to be happy and not suffer, the heart becomes better. Okay, so try to use that, apply that in your lives. And I see you Wednesday. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
See you tomorrow night. Have a wonderful day.
Tomorrow night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.